All right, let's talk about something that drives so many of us crazy, the credit score. We all know that paying our bills on time is, well, it's non-negotiable, right? But what if I told you there's another huge lever you can pull, one that could send that number soaring?
I mean, does this sound familiar? You are doing everything by the book. You pay on time every single time. You never miss a due date. And yet, your score just seems stuck. It's parked right below that amazing 750 mark, and it just refuses to budge. It's an incredibly common frustration, and usually the reason is some hidden rule that nobody ever bothered to tell you about. And this right here, this quote really gets to the heart of the secret. The whole credit score game is a paradox, isn't it? You have to use credit to build your score, but if you look like you're using too much of it, you suddenly seem desperate. What lenders really want to see is that you're responsible with their money, not that you actually depend on it to get by.
So this balancing act creates two totally different impressions. On the one hand, if you only use a tiny little bit of your available credit, you look incredibly responsible. You're a safe bet. It kind of signals, hey, I've got my finances in order. But on the other hand, if you're using a big chunk of your credit line, you start to look risky. It makes them think you might be stretched a little too thin and could have trouble paying it all back.
Okay, so what's the mechanism that actually controls this perception? It all comes down to something called your credit utilization ratio. Now, don't let the name intimidate you. It's a super simple idea, but it has a massive, massive impact on your score. It's just the amount you owe divided by your total credit limit. Let's see how it works.
Let's walk through a really easy example. First, just imagine that your total credit limit, across all of your cards combined, is $10,000. That's the total amount of money that lenders have said, yep, you can borrow this much.
Okay, now let's say that right now you're carrying a total balance of $5,000. This is the amount of credit you're actively using at this moment. So the math here is dead simple. You've got a $5,000 balance on a $10,000 limit. That means your credit utilization is 50%. You're using exactly half of what's available to you. But here's the million-dollar question. Is 50% a good number to have?
Because here's the catch. While paying your bill on time is awesome, the credit scoring algorithm, well, it has a very specific preference when it comes to this percentage. It's not just about if you use credit. It's about how much you use in a very particular way.
And here it is. This is the sweet spot. The credit scoring models absolutely love to see a utilization ratio below 30%. And honestly, if you can get it below 10%, that's even better. See, that low number signals that you have everything under control. You're not desperate for credit, which, ironically, is what makes lenders want to give you even more of it.
So if you remember just one thing today, please let it be this. The fastest way to give your credit score a serious boost is to keep your balances low compared to your limits. This is what gives you that sparkling adult credibility in the eyes of the whole financial system. It really is the secret to the balancing act.
Mastering your credit utilization is a huge step. It's a real game changer. But it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If this one simple rule can have such a big impact, and it was kind of hiding in plain sight, what other hidden financial rules are out there that you might be missing? Now that's a question worth thinking about.